Binnington's a highly competitive player. And
Holy smokes, we have some news here.
what's that?
The New York Islanders announced that Barry Trotz has been fired.
Wow.
Lou Lamoriello announcing a bombshell Monday, May 9th, 9:45 a.m. Barry Trotz has been relieved of his duties. Wrap your head around that one.
That is really surprising to me, Frank.
I know. I had to take a second to process it. I was like, wait, what? Huh?
Like, I look at the Islanders and look at the construction of that team. Barry Trotz didn't trade away Devon Toews for nothing. Basically 2 second-round picks, right? Like a legit top pairing defender, right? Look at the Islanders. You talked about regression and David Perron earlier. They were the post. You could have picked 6 of their forwards, right? They're all slowly getting older. They're not an overly quick team. I guess Lou Lamoriello felt like their defensive play wasn't there, but the Islanders' defensive
play wasn't
lost.
there. It was
Exactly.
fine.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I don't get it. Like, he doesn't have a ton of great offensive players, like unless he thinks that Matt Barzal is being held back by Barry Trotz. This one's a little surprising to me. They
also, the last 20 games of the season, they fought like dogs.
Yeah,
they were awesome. I was at some of their games. I don't understand it. Barry Trotz signed a 5-year deal with the New York Islanders after winning the Stanley Cup in Washington. Had 3 fantastic years, 2 trips to the Eastern Conference Final. The 4th year, meh, like we talked about all the issues why. When we broke down the regular season, we had the COVID, pause where they were the one team that the NHL really made slog through all of their roster issues with COVID before they finally let up and changed their protocol. We had the 13-game road trip to start the season while their arena was being finished. Like, after that, after those 2 sequences, sort of mid-December on, the New York Islanders played .600 hockey. I don't, unless there's just a fundamental difference, unless there's something going on where Barry Trotz wanted to leave, wanted to move on, I don't get it. Letting Barry Trotz, one of the best coaches in the game, go with 1 year left on his deal.
Wow, that is a little surprising to me, but Barry Trotz, he'll become a free agent now, Frank, and there might be some other teams.
He cashed in last time, 5 years, $20 million when he won the Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals, who didn't pony up to get him. And in fact, I would bet rue the day that they let him go, because they haven't won a series since.
Nope. Yeah, it's a unique, different perspective on how one team, the right coach with the right group definitely can impact things. And now the search will be on. I'm very curious. Like, if Barry Trotz isn't the coach you want, and we'll have to hear what Lou Lamoriello says on what's the reason. And maybe Barry, I don't know, I wonder if he's partly in agreement with it, Frank. You never know, right? Some veteran coaches will say, yeah, you know what, it's been 4 years and maybe the players have tuned me out and who knows. But I'll be very curious to see or hear what the reasoning is behind this move by the New York Islanders, because they're a team where when I look at their salary cap, I was like, how are they going to change? Now, I honestly thought they were disappointing, let's be honest, for the first 55, 60 games. But part of that maybe was COVID, Frank, as you talked about, right? But they just didn't get off to a good start. They dug themselves such a deep hole, they couldn't get out of it. And so, but your point, very astute about how they finished. They weren't a team that gave up. Nope. Clearly the coach, they weren't like tuning them out and everybody looking to the golf course. Like, they played hard. It was too big of a gap to overcome. So where do they go from here? Like, I'm curious what style of coach they're going to look at.
I don't even care what style of coach. Like, I don't know how you get a better coach. You might be able to find another coach. I don't know about a better coach.
Yeah.